No. Omni's computer still, or like even with capture,
he wrote it in like a week.
still runs.
Actually, now that I think about it,
like
the infinite jumping in this game is a lot more like Apis
I
game
only
than God of War 2.
managed to make that computer chug, I think, once on the final.
Oh yeah, during
Although I don't remember.
where there's like hundreds of.
There's a point where there can be 1,000 units on the map, and it hit up for half a second, and that was it.
Wow,
So
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, shoutouts to
Mind
the
you, there were
beast that
huge
is
lag
Omni's
spikes through
computer.
Portal 2.
Yeah.
And it was recording the run in 1080 instead of 720 because running it at 720 was messing up the mouse movements.
So are you still doing?
Yeah. So do you mind if I tell you like a weird timing for when this starts?
Just give us a countdown. Can you give us a countdown?
Well, I'll just say now.
Right, I got it.
Okay.
So are you still doing pause buffer jumping, or is that Darksiders 2?
You always gotta wake up for that.
Yeah, good night.
So yeah, it is more Apis game than God of War 2.
You were up all night, go to sleep.
So for everyone watching, this is now Darksiders. As far as the question for like developer intended routes, it's very easy for this game. It's just 0%. Right from the start, just gonna be lots of glitches. We'll pass over some in the prologue, but we'll try to explain stuff from there on out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
You want to do a
stuff.
quick roll call for people that?
Yeah, the prologue is going to be the pointed laugh section of the run.
That's it.
Okay.
You all know him. You guys gave him like 2,000 followers. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God, man.
This chat apparently just has like 300 people
Yeah, 300
idling in
people
it
are
at all
idling
times.
it,
Like,
Yeah.
they're just waiting for him to get home so he can start
So it's
streaming.
gonna be
Yeah, there's
a
gonna be
couple
two
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah. So this
Just say now.
now.
Okay. For those of you who haven't seen this game,
Busted.
Yeah.
busted
Completely
sideways
broken in
with
half.
a little bit
Yeah.
of white sugar on top.
It'll normally, yeah, you don't have to kill like 4 or 5 of those guys. That's spectacular.
But that's basically
And then what I'm going to do is, for a lot of games, actually, where you just mash dash while holding attack, and you just cancel dash and attack into each other, and then you just go very, very quickly. Downsides to it are that it's dependent on enemy positioning, because you have to be Z targeting for it, and so there's some points where we just can't use it just because enemies aren't in the spot.
So there's no way to cancel the front dash?
No way to cancel the front dash.
And what he just did right there is a golem skip. It basically lets him keep his chaos form and a bunch of other stuff throughout this level that you really had it. Oh my god.
Cars in this game are really powerful. You'll see
That person.
So, welcome back to the Speedrunner
physics
prototype.
aren't quite right. Humans just have to master the universe just all the time, so they deflect cars. That's just going to be a reload.
Yeah, let's just read that. What he's trying to line up now is the car skip. It's a pretty much a skip where if you throw a car into the wall, after it's been damaged a tiny bit, it will just stick with you. So you can simply create a pattern for yourself and use it to jump up a bit and reach spots that you're not really supposed to reach straight away. And this skips the
So
That's
for
going on our side.
for the unenlightened souls like myself who play this on
So despite
console,
the fact that he's going through that,
It's ridiculously fast because this actually saves time once the run starts. Normally after this cutscene you lose health, like 4 health tanks entirely, and doing it this way you just don't. And so it trivializes a lot of the challenge because you just have so much health. Yeah, and you keep chaos form, which saves minutes just in prologue. So it's not hit a lot. Yeah, they're just random, and the game likes to automate.
Oh, we should give shoutouts to Akion and Akon.
yeah,
We'll do that.
Akion is also a God of War guy. Anyway, so Aftermath, a quick question.
So if your FPS is below 60 roughly, doing the car glitch is practically impossible.
It's possible.
It's possible
That's
on
what that
Xbox.
is, yeah.
Barely.
Console
it's
is 30
basically
or
when
below.
when the car breaks. sit on my lap.
Yeah. So,
No.
Aftermath, for the unenlightened of us, such as myself, who play on console, what percentage would you say of the tricks work on console?
So actually, all of the tricks work on console. Two dungeon routes don't work, but it's just
Yeah, so
insanely hard on
It's not
console.
as
I've
humanly
gotten-
possible as it is.
yeah, I bought this really cheap on 360. I might want to. I might check out the sequence break sometime.
Yeah, I mean I've done full game playthroughs on each, and it's like 4 hours compared to an hour and a half.
That's a note. Normally, you do not have chaos farm for this part, right?
Yeah,
that-
normally you don't.
lose
So
that.
that's another benefit of skipping the golem, is that you can make that fourth fight very trivial. Also, one thing is that we named the skips all really early, so that's called fourth fight, even though it's the second fight of the game. We used to actually have that be the fourth fight. So that's one thing that golem skip and the car glitch saved us, is those two fights.
So backdashing is the quickest way of movement, but sometimes if the enemy positions are awkward, then
Backdashing is useless.
yeah, basically because your camera rotation just goes.
Side hopping doesn't work either.
We'll get
This is
into
an
that,
interesting
but
boss fight too.
yeah, so this boss fight, it's 3 cycles of throwing cars at him, and normally he has attacks between the car throws, but when you stand in specific spots, you're able to just kind of stack them all up.
He's trying to get 6 here.
Yeah, so I need 4 cars in this little safe cubby hole. They're generally destroyed in between rounds like this, but the hitbox from destroying them is only between those 2 buildings. So since it's like past the sidewalk, all these cars are safe.
I forget who found the sweet spot.
This was an AFOX trick. So pretty much all of the tricks in the game are going to be done by AFOX or Acheon.
Did Findle stick to anything for this game, or is that just PS2?
Or Sonic Holder.
Sonic
That's
Holder.
much older strats.
Yeah, because
Hover glitch.
yeah, like this game, when I got it a couple years ago, something like that, 2011. It was already broken pretty hard by like Logitech, SDAZ, and some of the other guys that did Splits, Zelda, and some other
Oh, yeah.
games. And they had really found a lot of like smaller skips and just interesting ways to use like a hover glitch and a very difficult version of the infinite jump.
Yeah.
And then in AFOX and I playing, he found an easy way to do all the glitches, and then we just slowly started using less and less of their strats.
Huge shout outs to Acheon in general for being basically the maven of sequence breaks in modern action games. Like, he found like 80% of the stuff that I used in God of War 2. He found most of the stuff at Darksiders, and he's just an overall awesome guy.
Yeah.
And you really should subscribe to him on YouTube.
Are the front mics on, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have some donations.
Go ahead.
We have $10 from Trevor Miller again. I lost my grandmother to cancer before I was adult enough to appreciate her. This marks $300 for me. It's worth every penny to support bringing together everyone against cancer. To the IRC Trolls, the 502 crew, and the Sleepless Runners. I love you. Thank you.
Sleep was running.
$5 from Steven Quinteros. Been waiting for the Darksiders run. Can't wait to see how much you break it.
Okay, so here's another example of the car glitch. You have to smash the car a little bit at first, and then just basically punch it into the wall.
Yeah, so I don't think I finished the explanation. Basically, when it takes enough damage and it hits the wall, it goes into like a trashed state, or like slightly broken, and the doors like become an object that just kind of hang off and will open and stuff. But since you're so close to the wall, the doors just get stuck inside, and the reason you need the high FPS is because the physics are checked often enough per second that it just kind of stays there. So it's like gravity's a constant thing pulling down, but physics are only every frame. And then here you'll see the sword canceling. Basically, by hitting block right when your sword hits, you're able to cancel it, and then just a few frames later, swing again.
Also FPS related, as we
Yeah.
found out.
So you swing your sword a certain distance each frame, and Omni's computer actually has a higher frame rate than mine at home, so you can
Objects
just
here do a lot of damage.
yeah, you can swing really fast.
Oh, and I just want to interrupt. You might recognize this game. Tobias Bears has just donated
Yeah.
$5.
Oh boy, Fox.
Shout out
That's
to
Afox.
Aftermath's mouse from Afox.
So all of the dashing I'm doing is so quick because I have a free scroll mouse, and Afox can't compete because he's poor and can't afford a $40 mouse.
It was actually calculated. He has a minute advantage over like anyone else running the game. You could-
Calculated while Afox was drunk.
We have $100 generously donated by someone whose name is not showing up in the tracker, so I'm sorry I can't read your name. Greetings from Russia, and PayPal has been butchering my name for years.
Yeah, you got it.
I
think.
too lost a
Indeed.
friend to cancer and would very much like to see less of it. Also, mighty glad I'm able to watch the Darksiders run live. Put this towards whatever the runner wants.
I want fast crossroads.
I need an incentive.
That's
Oh my
asking
God.
for a
Sounds like
little
incentive.
too much.
So what he's trying to pull off now is to
The car
destroy-
was in the way.
Yeah, what Aftermath is trying to do now is destroy a couple of fire hydrants. The purpose of this entire area is to collect 500 souls. And
Normally,
yeah,
you're
normally you
meant
would
to.
simply attack enemies and and get souls rather slowly or open
Yeah.
up chests and such. But if you destroy all the fire hydrants in this area, there's this kind of secret chest
chest.
that pops up, and that gives you 500 souls straight away.
Yeah, the fire hydrants is a fun thing for no one.
Yeah,
who's never seen
nice
it before.
Easter egg. And then the thing with that is that, like you saw with the car, you can generally just throw stuff at the fire hydrants.
From far
but,
away.
The last couple, or one of them at least, is kind of a pixel perfect throw, and the car was blocking my vision of it. So the nice thing though is that in most games, like to do a far throw, you have to just angle like way above where you're actually hitting in trajectory. But since War is so strong, you can just aim right at it, and no matter how far away it is, it just hits. Oh jeez. So danger of a free scroll mouse is when I move the camera, it might scroll. And
Oh.
so it moved up to use my sub weapon there.
Would you mind putting your $100 to Die Hard?
I would not. I greatly enjoy those runs.
Then I'll go with that unless you can come up with something.
Okay, it's done.
Was that already what you did? Or?
No, but it will get done soon.
That's-
20. Oh, sorry.
Is that the one for 7,500, or is there another die?
That's the 7,500 one.
Oh, okay. So this fight is a combination of sword canceling and just really knowing his pattern. So you hit him 13 times to start the spawn, and you can kind of group these guys up somewhat, but
No, you ain't got it.
so the enemy AI once they come out is kind of random, and normally you aim for 3, which is pretty easy to get, but one just ran away immediately.
Yeah, they walk around a bit after spawning. So getting all 4 of them is crazy interesting. It happens a bit.
We have $20 from Steve and Drew. Keep up the good work from Pyro0X and the boys at the Shadowloo, Melbourne, Australia FGC.
I thought normally if he starts his attack, if I'm a bit slow there, I have to jump and then you can do like a well-timed flip saw or like aerial at him, but he didn't, and so I just landed.
You kill him using the sword cancelling attack rather than using the quick, this cinematic kill, so to say.
Oh, right.
Because it gives you a specific amount of souls, right?
Yeah, so with the quick kill, one of the little soul skulls will be a chaos or wrath. I think.
Wrath potion,
Yeah,
I think, or whatever.
Yeah, it's a wrath, so like a yellow soul instead of a blue one, and you need a very specific number of souls here. And so on this boss, we just don't do the quick kill. It's also faster not to do the quick kill because of sword canceling, just in general. But
We have $10 from the I'm too tired for rational thought man. No fish costume rejects.
It's a joke.
Yeah, so this game flew under the radar because both Bayonetta and Dante's Inferno were coming out at the same time. So,
Relevant question.
Hold
Do you
on.
enjoy?
so one thing is that there's going to be quite a bit of save warping in this. So here, I need to activate the merchant, and then
Save and reload.
yeah, save and reload basically, because this cutscene is supposed to play when you come down, and you can, or we used to, actually just get the merchant and like try dashing around the map so that we wouldn't have to save and reload. But that cutscene, if you go too quickly, doesn't play, which was a little bit contrary to what we were trying to do. So the advent of saving and loading there really saved a lot of time and made things more consistent.
And this is a cool trick coming up.
Yeah, the programming in this game is fantastic. The game decides that if you kill yourself, it will instead teleport you to the next area of the game. Wait,
what the heck?
the hell?
What?
On this
That's
computer,
new.
what are you doing?
What did you just do?
Shut up, bull.
The game tried to load something, I guess, and just hiccuped. And so camera movement is tied to your frame rate. So because it hiccuped, my camera just 180'd on me.
So yeah, instead of going through the rest of that cave, he's now in the choking grounds because why not?
Because that makes sense.
Yeah, why not?
So,
So how much are these frame rate related tricks giving you advantages on this computer?
Sword
could
attack
get a
canceling
TV.
that's really the only one over mine. I mean, so going from like a hard drive to a solid state, I saved like a minute real time. Game time was pretty consistent, and then going from a solid state to playing on my RAM drive was like 10 seconds more. So loading has a big effect. The actual frame rate is kind of hard to really say, but it's pretty big just because the other thing is it's not only faster to do stuff on higher FPS, but easier. So like just all of the tricks in the game become easier the higher. So it's not something to be quantified too much, except for it's a lot.
It's going to be a very, very awesome skip in it. Like,
Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing the first of Out of Bounds.
quick question. How many viewers do we have right now?
Currently on my inaccurate mirror count, I see 18,777. That
Is that the one
That-
directly off XSplit?
yeah, that's
the
always
one
lagged.
that's wrong.
So
Yeah.
if you have the stream open, you can give us a better count than we can.
So this is an item actually from the end of the game, and I bought the air dash at Volgrim, which I glossed over, and when you use Z targeting with that air dash, you don't lose height on a horizontal or backwards dash, so you're able to just make small jumps you're not normally supposed to be able to, like I'll be doing here. Ooh, that's close.
That's a risky jump, by the way. It is
That's
possible
a
to
bad
actually.
jump.
It is possible to get
Welcome
stuck.
to Scenic Out of Bounds.
Yeah, so
You'll see a
You're-
lot of it.
yeah, so you're able to just get out of bounds, and that air dashing really opens up a lot of stuff for the early game.
So, I know it's a really different game, but did you enjoy Darksiders 2 when it came out?
I'll talk about that during auto.
Are we?
There's going to be segments where we don't have a ridiculous amount of stuff to talk about, and we'll cover that.
Yeah. This is a bit of a weird method to get into bounds. Basically, you just fall down in a section, and then suddenly when you land,
Yeah,
you just
it's-
It doesn't make sense.
It's
but-
the only time in the game that we just like don't know exactly where we get in. Sock Folder found it, and it's the only trick in the game that's completely unchanged from its original finding.
mainly because we can't change it.
Yeah, like Sock Folder is just some sort of messiah
Yeah.
figure.
I was just gonna say maybe it's just because Sock Folder found it. He like finding these crazy glitches in every game.
Yeah, so I mean, he found the early Armageddon Blade piece, and then like a day later, someone posted, "Oh, nice find. I wish we could find a way to skip those trials, because they take like 20 minutes to do, and all you get out of them is counter, which is useless." So he posts like 10 minutes later, like, "Here you go," and it's just on like perfect route through the entire 20-minute skip.
Yeah, that sounds like Sock Folder.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely sock folder.
The game has like come down in time like a lot, even in just a year.
Yeah.
Sock Folder found broken engine stuff in StarCraft.
Yeah, I saw that. He did some weird
There was
tricks.
some weird tricks where like if you queued up like mortars and units, your workers would mine faster.
Yeah. It was only slightly faster though, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't realistically be that much better, but
He's got this like different approach to looking at games and how they work.
well,
He
considering
just
the
always
fact he
finds
sits,
bugs.
he plays OOT with an angle analyzer.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what?
yeah, you've never seen him stream. He looks
No.
at angles while he's looking for tricks on OOT.
So you'll notice that I go out of my way on some maps to get Volgrim points, the stores and such. That's because I need them for the end of the game to warp around the levels. So it's always important when I go to a map, just needing to get that dictates it.
Yeah.
It dictates my route.
Think of it as kind of like the Triforce hunt in the Wind Waker. Basically, here you have to collect pieces of the Armageddon blade at the end of the game.
So that was just his skip, a little speed trick found by Adam AK.
Yeah, that's his skill.
And then basically by jumping, dashing, and then doing ground dash, you can save a little bit of time there. Most points we're either doing the sword dash or something, but it's perfect spacing for there.
There's a couple of spots where it works really well.
This jump.
This is really nasty jump. You have to jump on top of a very specific section of the chain, and then
And he gets it first try.
Yes, that is actually a really cool shape.
So that skips the entire car throw fight. Yeah, that's actually like most of the tricks are, or most of the jumps are really hard, but I've just done them enough. That one, no matter how many times I do it, and this one, just
Troll you
always,
endlessly.
always make
And
mistakes.
you're what?
That's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
Nice.
fine.
Nice.
That skips the key that you have to go all the way to the bottom of the building to get.
Now 8 minutes of auto scroll.
Auto scroller. Yeah.
So if anyone wants to read donations,
I wish we have
You also
none.
your
None.
thoughts
Okay.
on Darksiders 2, you said?
Yes.
So,
Yeah, so-
Darksiders 2 makes absolutely no sense plot-wise, but it's a fun game.
yeah. Well, as far as speedrunning goes, 'cause I don't think people really care about my criticisms on game design.
Yeah.
But as far as speedrunning goes, it has actually pretty similar infinite jump mechanics, actually 2 of them. One was found by Fiddlestick, another really big action game glitcher.
Wait, weren't both found by Fiddlestick?
Yes, so
Probably.
both were found by Fiddlestick. The first one was found like pretty much day 1 or day 2.
And then we told the developers about it and they patched it out. And then the second one was found.
Yeah, so and then they patched the game to get that, and then a better one was found immediately after by him. So the first one is like you pause and switch weapons, and
It's God of War.
Yeah, that's
Infinite
the God of War.
Jump. Yeah, it's the
stuff.
God of
Yeah.
War
Like,
Infinite Jump.
and then the next one was just a skill you're only supposed to be able to use on the ground. If you do it correctly in the air, we'll just put a platform underneath you, just because, and then you can jump off of that and then do it again. And it's supposed to be a skill that takes magic, but if there's no enemies nearby, it just doesn't take magic. And so that one's a little bit limited. A bit. Very,
A bit?
yeah, stress on the bit, it's not limited at all, hardly.
Is that just like a range thing? If there's a unit within a certain range?
Yeah, as long
yeah,
as
it's,
there's
it's,
nothing within
it's
your range, you're
within
good.
line of sight.
There's only one place you have to use the pause infinite jump guaranteed.
Yeah, so the line of sight also extends behind you.
Oh, weird.
So,
Fiddlestick is basically like the Midas of speedrunning. Everything he touches turns to sequence break.
yeah. And so, that was kind of fun for a while to mess around with, but just after playing this for like a year and a half, I didn't want to do another infinite jump route. And then, so non-infinite jump in that game originally didn't have that many tricks, and it was like a really long run. But then Afox went through and found like just billions and billions of skips, and so now infinite jump or non-infinite jump route has some really cool out of bounds sequences, but they're all like very difficult and precise to do. So that's something I do want to learn and would actually be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Also, we thought that Darksiders 2 was gonna be like, okay, it'll be somewhat longer than Darksiders 1. Nah, Afox cut the game down to less than this in 2 months.
Yeah.
It was 110, I think.
Dude,
Less than the time you're going for now?
less than time I'm going for now. It's
Okay, that's
108 real time or something.
Yeah, 108 real time, and it's like, what?
The regular game itself is longer though, isn't it?
Yeah, the regular game is
Much
substantially
longer,
more long.
Just the
or-
fact that we can skip the entire first world.
Yeah, because the first 2 worlds are really what gives Darksiders 2 its length, and then 3 and 4. Well, 3 is the Left 4 Dead section, which is pretty tedious, and that's skipped entirely.
We have $1 from LL Cool Dave. I'm bored on the donation station, so I put $1 in for Zach to have something to read off.
Oh,
Is that going towards anything, Dave?
Die Hard favorite.
Tarkus.
Oh, if you're wondering how he's shooting so quickly, he basically just
Oh, yeah.
the scroll wheel.
So normally shooting with fast tap would look like this, which
Yeah, that's still pretty quick. Actually.
pretty quick.
Yeah, no,
but
it
then
doesn't
you
look
can,
like an absolute
Well, then you
laser
get-
beam though.
Yeah, then you get this constant stream of shots when you use your free scroll wheel.
So
Yeah.
this actually allows you to kill a couple of enemies that you're not really supposed to kill.
Yeah, like
This
him.
guy.
Or a bridge. Or no, you kill an enemy before
You kill
it
him
hits the bridge.
before the bridge. Also, for anyone that like this auto-scroller sucks, but it has an achievement that a lot of people struggle to get, which you have to kill like 180 things. It's hard on console because the shoot buttons are on like the triggers, which suck for doing like really fast single shots.
Just by a free scroll wheel, and you're like, oh my god, everything's dead.
So when I play, I'll get like the achievement by here, and this is like not even halfway through.
So you're saying that Kadi is about to get an achievement?
No, I don't play on Steam.
Oh, okay.
When he does play on Steam, it happens.
So everything, I'm playing on version 1.0 and Steam's 1.1. The only difference is that 1.0 has a full screen option, or to like a windowed mode option rather. And then I just think the RNG is worse on 1.1, so I don't play it.
Yeah,
but there's,
so
there's no patch differences of gameplay.
They decided to patch out windowed mode
For no good reason.
for no reason. They didn't fix anything else. They just patched out windowed mode. We don't know why.
Yeah, it basically made streaming a lot more difficult as well back in
Yeah.
the days before Xbox actually added a game.
Yeah. No, streaming this game is a complete nightmare because you have to get your hand on 1.0. So.
Yeah.
Or find. I think there's a patch here that will actually take you down to 1.0. So. Yeah.
I have like 6 copies of the game though, so it's pretty.
So, did you enjoy Darksiders 2?
Yes.
You already answered
We
that,
answered that
right?
while you're out of the room.
Oh, sorry.
No, we enjoyed the gameplay. We hated the story. That sums up just about everything else.
And we love the speaker.
Yeah, we loved.
Oh
the
yeah,
speed
thanks.
run.
Shouts again to Apox.
Yeah, him destroying that game in 2 months, and then like.
So yeah, the strats used to be to actually, well, I say used to be as if it was recent, but early strats where you actually have to do well in this fight, or in this auto-scroll and get enough souls, like 2,700 souls. Nowadays though, like, you just need 2 really easy to get items to refill like your chaos meter, and then that's it for the game, and so this is just gratuitous fun.
Because you need something to do
Yeah.
during this.
And because
We
he's
often find something to talk about that just has
Yeah.
nothing to do
Please
with the game.
donate.
And because he's on Apocalyptic, he can't take a bathroom break here. He could probably die if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
That's
That's really the only danger of apocalyptic mode for me. I just can't leave.
That's the YOLO strat.
I can't leave during the speedrun.
Yeah, on easy, I guess you could walk away because you did the column skip, which just leaves you with a lot more health than you should have.
Yeah. Although one thing that has kind of just been like the downside of doing the speedrun is because we just have not found a way to skip this section, the amount of the game that it's taken up has slowly been increasing, and so it's currently
10% of the
it's
game.
about 10% of the
It's
game
10% of the game.
is just auto scroller. I hit 3,000.
It's an
souls.
8-minute long auto scroller.
If Aftermath strokes his beard during the rest of this cutscene, I'll donate another $5. Says
Oh my god. Keep going after that.
I got this. You want in, Adam?
Yes, please.
Oh god.
I like this. That's bad. Join in as well.
Oh, dude.
This is getting risque.
Yeah.
Now there's gonna be gifs of this.
Welcome to the Zelda elements of the game.
This stream is narrated and mature.
Just like this game.
Yeah, so from this dungeon onward, the speedrun is going to change quite substantially.
Yep. So pretty much all of the strats and all the optimizations in the before this part were just kind of like one-time things that we just found as things went on, and then from here everything gets much more consistent as far as the tricks go. So that's hopefully easier to follow.
Yeah, easier to follow. Sure.
I love that
It'll make
I love your
perfect
story
sense.
about how they had to change this puzzle.
Yeah, so that puzzle of the Watcher telling you over here, grabbing the glowing sword with blue balls around it, and then going to the statue and making the ding sound and everything.
That puzzle's hard then.
Went through about 6 different revisions of they couldn't get their game testers to properly notice that sword and then put it in the puzzle. And so they had to bring Mark Hamlin to do some like instructional video of over here, now put the sword here type thing.
So it's not even a puzzle anymore.
So
No,
like,
It's not a puzzle, no.
when you get the ability to do the thing that you're going to be shortly, it will need no explanation because it's easily readable by everyone instantly.
Yes,
Yeah.
Even if they've never played the game.
No, you can absolutely
You
tell.
can
exactly
understand
what
it
he's
in
doing.
10 seconds.
Yes.
Yes. So
he'll be doing something very soon that also works in another game. I'll mention that later though.
don't mention it at all.
No, they came to here to mention the
Well,
fact
Paul-
that they made the same mistake twice.
I'd like to pause this for another donation from a name you'll recognize. Moritz Usel donates $1. I forgot to add a comment to my $20 donation. Shoutouts to the bringing the Darksiders back into this chat. Hashtag YOLO, hashtag Swagulous, hashtag Aftermath Problems, and the Penguin Crew. That is Kuro.
That's Kuro?
Oh,
Okay,
Kuro.
okay.
So I actually got kind of really unlucky there. Normally that bat's low enough to hit by the Blade Geyser. This fight, the most important thing is actually killing that bat.
Kind of tagged you a little bit, knocked you out of your.
Yeah, I mean he was supposed to be low enough to get hit by the Blade Geyser, but when they get next to the pillars, sometimes they just kind of zip up, and so I guess he just flew upwards.
So they abuse the physics this time?
They do too. Sometimes they'll just be like way in the air, and you have to actually like grab a pole and throw it at him to get him down.
I think he's fighting back, maybe.
Yeah.
Despite it being relatively at the start of the speedrun, I think this pretty much, it's going to be one of the very few fights that you're going to see.
That's a brand new trick, by the way.
Yeah.
It's such a tiny trick, but it's brand new. If you
Was it
hit
hitting
the
the bomb
bomb
before throwing it?
and then throw it, it
Yeah.
explodes instantly.
I used to do this like I would throw 2 bombs and it'd be all dramatic, motion blur, and I'm
And you
dashing
shake the
through,
camera, yeah, no, it's
but not
slower.
anymore. So I'm still gonna do the slower way for the bomb statue because I've practiced it like twice.
As long as you don't walk off the ledge.
Yeah.
Pretty nice sequence breaking right here. Basically, you can jump across this gather if you time it well enough, a sideward dash, and that allows you to get the next item straight away rather than having to walk around.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
found like day 2 of the game being released.
This one was probably intended,
Yeah, probably.
We have $15.
or at least
Oh,
found
sorry.
and not taken out. Because if you watch the developer interviews and stuff like that, they did leave some speedrunning tricks in, but not some of the stuff coming up.
Yeah, shoutouts to the developers of Darksiders 2. They left a lot of stuff in for speedrunning.
Yeah, they were aware of a lot.
They were aware of a lot of stuff that they didn't fix. The only thing they were worried about was like infinite jump.
So you want to explain how this works for me?
Yeah, you can actually do a new nice trick over here. You have to equip a sub-weapon, and then as you jump you have to use it and switch sub-weapon again, twice I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
And
use
that
the
will-
horn.
And the horn, of course.
Yes.
And jump again in the
So
dead.
This is a very legit
use
trick.
switch jump.
Exactly.
Easy enough.
I think this might change your route a bit.
Yeah.
But you could
I'll
probably
be able
come
to
up with a
figure it
couple of interesting routes on the fly. You know this game well.
On the fly, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Good ones, that's-
part of the level was loaded inside the level. It's pretty clear you're not supposed to be here right now.
So yeah, that actually kind of like shattered something or other. But
Yeah, the whole
like
dungeon.
it's like all this time I thought like dungeons were always designed to like actually work if you had everything loaded. But I mean that ceiling is clearly through a hallway and would not work if everything was physical. So they definitely cheated on their dungeon design. So I feel obligated to show that.
Yeah, you drop down
Yeah,
here to
boss
basically
door.
load the cutscene near the door, and that makes you spawn within bounds as well again.
Yep.
You
And
got a
this-
comment?
this skips-
You have a couple, actually.
Alright.
This
Uh,
skips all of the puzzles in the dungeon from there.
Basically, you just go straight to the boss.
Yeah.
Probably during the boss fight because that stuff
Yeah,
is like
I know.
boring as hell.
Oh, wait.
Well, there's still some subtext about the boss fight.
Yeah, but that's actually one of the only routes that doesn't work on console. For whatever reason, it'll do the cutscene and everything, but it won't load the level around you. On console, you have to do one more sword puzzle of grabbing a sword and opening the room before that. Even though the door is still locked at that point, it'll let you load into the room properly. So that's... the other one makes more sense of why it doesn't work on console, but that one's just kind of a weird triggering issue that doesn't work on console.
So, for this boss fight, if I remember correctly, to actually kill him quickly, or kill very quickly, you have to attack slowly enough, or at a specific speed. Because if you attack too quickly, then you basically have to go through extra rounds.
Yeah, I changed my strats around to avoid that, but I used to use the Blade Geyser attack on Tiamat, and it would take 1 Blade Geyser attack and then 2 sword hits to take out her HP for each round. But often that was too fast, and so she would just respawn with full HP for that round, and I would have like 5 round Tiamats rather than 3. Since though I'm just using the sword hits, it actually goes properly, but it's kind of was a really weird thing to run into, just going too quickly and just not killing the boss because of it.
Yeah, basically you got too good at the game and that made you slower.
Yeah. Bad luck.
So is it like an over-damaging thing, or?
It's something like the health is available to move down, but it's not like where it's supposed to be, I guess. So it's like before some check, and so it's like, oh, that was way too quickly, and so you'll stagger, and then in the middle of this stagger, she just gets back up with full health for that particular round, and then you just need to stagger 3 times.
$15 on Abed Alu Rady. I have a final exam tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Don't choke.
$3 from Casey Swinger. Just give you something to read. Just to give you something to read. Thanks, I guess. Thanks for the donation.
And so now going back to the first area to turn in the heart to Samael, who we saw briefly.
Yeah, the day
Actually, no, we didn't see him.
The day we find out how to get into the Black Throne without these hearts is the day this game turns into like a 20-minute game.
And so this is kind of a combination of infinite jump along with the straight backdash to really just cover gaps very easily. I'll be playing a lot of the game backwards, if you couldn't already tell.
You'll still see a lot of it.
Yeah, just backwards.
And out of bounds.
Yeah, and out of
bounds.
scenic out of bounds.
So this is one of the ones that like why we needed so many people to actually like play and route the game, because we had infinite jump and I just actually still did this area like normal for the longest time, and then Afox was like, hey, why don't we just jump over all of these areas, because there's like 3 forced fights in here that you just jump over and trivialize. So shout outs to him for correcting all my routes.
The issue with routing when you have infinite jump is that basically you can go anywhere, which makes it really difficult to figure out what you actually have to do and how to reach those spots the quickest.
Yeah, so actually that's a good point. From here it just became a matter of just figuring out all of the loading zones. So basically for there, just knowing what's the next part of the map that loads and how far you can go before the loading triggers aren't active for the next sections.
Yeah.
You get stall their Fulgrim point for later in the game.
Yeah,
Really?
despite being out of bounds, you can
Completely
still
legit.
get the warp location.
Yeah.
But
and-
yeah, water. It exists underground, so.
Yeah, this is kind of a water section, and I'm sure like a lot of games they just kind of put in a huge cube for where the water is rather than
Yeah, makes
tying
a
it
lot easier.
specifically. And then there's the loading section right here. Loads that part.
Yeah, you don't really see the loading times of this computer because it's got
Yeah.
how many SSDs? I don't know, 10 or something. But
Yeah.
actually, yeah, as you said, that cut off roughly a minute or something of your split.
Yeah, the infinite jumping in this game. The infinite
Yeah,
jumping
this is your skip now.
Your skip or your skip?
Your skip.
Your skip.
Yeah.
Wait, your skip?
Your skip?
Your
Yeah.
skip.
Your skip.
Basically, by going to the right, you're able to get into a more consistent loading area. To the left, you can load the same things, but it's just not as consistent. So one of the big parts that help for finding all these loading zones is that just because of limitations and stuff, they're always pretty much going to be in some sort of tunnel. And so if you just kind of look around where those tunnels are, while playing normally, you'll see your game pickups for a moment. Or on console, it'll actually display the loading icon without fail. And you can just assume that those are the actual loading zones, and then you just figure out how many you can skip, because there's some that are like global. Like as long as you have anywhere nearby in the universe loaded, it'll actually load the rest of that, or actually be an active trigger. Whereas some of them you have to do incrementally, and so all these are kind of incremental. so I have to load them just kind of one by one. But going into the second dungeon, we were able to find a few that were pretty much global throughout the dungeon.
So Aftermath has a bunch of reference points that no one else knows because he doesn't know how to tell us the reference points.
Everyone finds their own.
Yeah.
Everyone
That's the best
being the like 3 people that have actually played this far. Most people just have frame rate issues or keyboard not supporting infinite jump issues.
Yeah, some keyboards you have to find a combination of keys that it will actually take the input of. Because some keyboards do not like when you hit 2 keys.
And so I'm just, I know the right height, and I'm looking at the mini-map to make sure I get to the right spot. Because there's a tunnel there, as you can see on the map, and it's just a universal, or a global loading zone.
Yeah, mainly during this backdashing as well. Aftermath is not really looking at what War is doing, he's just looking at the mini-map, because that's a good reference for where to go.
There's some donations.
Okay.
We have $1 from George Sawyer. Forgot to leave a comment earlier, but my $11 total to Die Hard. You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. $5 from Jesse Field. Nice. Now if I win the Humble THQ bundle, I may just start speedrunning Darksiders as well.
That's my roommate.
Oh, speaking of prizes for this, we have a picture we could probably show.
Oh yeah.
There's a picture.
So yeah, from here the dungeons are just kind of jump to the item and then jump to the boss. So time for the second part of that now. So this loading zone is actually quite far away, so I have to line up on a specific point, that little potato-looking bit down below, and then aim at a certain pixel.
Side dash for a long time.
Yeah, and then side dash across the entire dungeon.
Dashing while doing infinite jumps is pretty tricky, by the way. Getting infinite jumps themselves is surprisingly easy, but dashing in the air as well makes it a whole lot more difficult.
And I also need to lose some height so that I'm in the right area. This is one of the, normally the loading triggers are pretty huge. This is really one of the smallest ones. This one also will instant freeze your console because it's just too much of the dungeon loaded. So I actually have to look up so that I don't look at the dungeon and wreck my frame rate. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like half of what it was supposed to be.
Alright, so here's the prize. It is a nice picture of War surrounded by demons. I can't tell if it's on stream.
Yeah, it's on
It's
stream. You can see it.
It's very nice.
And
$5 buy-in?
$10.
$10
$10
buy-in?
buy-in.
This is $10 buy-in.
And it looks amazing.
It
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
And that was drawn by Soniku, who did a lot of the prizes for, a lot of the drawings for this marathon, and SGDQ.
It looks like a comic book cover.
There's also there's 3 copies of this game on Steam, and the Humble Bundle, the Humble THQ bundle, all for a $5 buy-in as well, as mentioned previously.
So yeah, from there, it was incremental loading, so we spent a lot of time just jumping blindly around out of bounds, trying to find where the last, or the closest section of the boss that would load immediately would be, which is that really far dash, and then from there it's just each of the individual incremental bits.
Oh, $1 from Mark Grimwood. Probably a silly question, but I'm really interested in knowing this. How hard is it to really do all the sword canceling? It seems like it's a lot harder than it looks.
It's a joke.
It is easy.
It's incredibly easy.
It's pretty easy once you get it down. It's kind of awkward because it's not like attack block. You have to think of it as like block attack. Like so, it's alt left click, not like left click alt. So just once you get that weirdness out of your head, then it's usually pretty easy. Oops.
Yeah, a lot of the tricks in this game are like fairly easy. Like you could pick them up within like a few minutes. You might not be able to do them consistently immediately, but you'd be able to do them.
Yeah, you're able to do them, but I mean, there are a couple of really difficult tricks, particularly
Yes,
in
dashing,
choking
wall,
rounds.
infinite jumping, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's
like
where it gets
when you learn the
tricky.
game, you obviously don't go backwards through everything.
No, you
but
go
you can
forward
you can learn
until
the
you
basic
lose.
route. I mean, if you really keep at it in just like a couple weeks to a month, just playing an hour or two a day.
Prologue is probably one of the most difficult sections. I'd say.
Yeah, if you do want to ever learn this game, just don't get stuck on prologue because it's impossibly hard to get consistent. Unless you're
Aftermath has
German.
been playing this game for God knows how long, and even he had to reload twice or something. because those
Yeah.
tricks are just simply really difficult to do.
And so here I get the gun, which opens up a new movement option. I jump into the lava to make him yell for mercy faster.
So from this point onwards, Apocalyptic is going to use a technique called gun dashing. This is even quicker than the crazy backdashing you saw earlier.
Yeah, and welcome to backwards the game. From now on, you will not be walking forward at all. He'll be forever moving backward.
Unless he's using the horse.
Unless he's using the horse, which he shouldn't be most of the time. So.
I try to avoid it.
The
Wait
horse-
till you see Horse Arena, though.
Yeah, horse arena will be a fantastic treat.
So I have to buy that possession shard or vessel thing there. It'll refill the chaos meter, which is going to be needed for the next dungeon. The other nice thing is that the gun makes the infinite jump dashing much easier because you can interrupt the dash, which is actually part of how the gun dashing works. Normally, the gun is like the slowest movement speed if you're on the ground, but when you're in the air, it just kind of like will slowly augment your momentum slower. And so if you just do it out of a dash, you really keep about 90% of the momentum, and so you can just land and then dash again. And also found by Akion. Pretty
Nice way
early
to get
on.
back into that.
Yeah.
Just grab a chest.
Yeah. So anytime you find like a prompt for a door or a treasure chest, it'll pull you back inbounds and extends out of bounds, which used to be more useful than it is now, but that chest has a really strong weapon enhancement, like the last one you'd ever pick up in a normal playthrough, which means that even though we're skipping all of the fighting and thus all of the leveling up of your sword, we're able to keep enough damage to not really slow down on boss fights. Because there is one boss fight that's kind of like a DPS check. You just, if you have the normal sword, it's really hard not to get more rounds than necessary. Again, just checking out Volgrim.
And this game has a mechanic where the sword levels up eventually. Unfortunately, he's skipping so many enemies that he can't level up, which is why he needs that blessing.
Yeah. Oh, remind me to show the combat time compared to the total time after the game.
There's practically no combat in this game.
Yeah.
Like at Twilight Cathedral, that was pretty much the last regular fight we were doing this.
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms in this game that lock you into a room and are like, yeah, you gotta fight this. Yeah.
No. Infinite jump.
Infinite jump. No, we don't do that. Sorry.
Nice.
So let's hope I don't mess this up. So these plants will just kind of pull you, so I have to make sure to actually shoot it properly instead of not shoot it like I normally do. There we go. Do some more jumping.
So a great thing about the gun dashing too is that it's within an enemy position, whereas if you do regular back dashing, then you have to make sure that
There it is.
There you go. Wow, that Volgrim location was...
I almost had it. I was like a pixel off. Yeah, so gun dashing, you can actually use that aim mode, which won't target enemies even if you go into the Z targeting. With normal attacks, so the sword will get you out of the aim mode, and so that's why that one's dependent on the actual enemy positions. But this really opens it up nicely. You'll also notice I didn't go back to Samael for the other character skill. That's just because gun dashing is so fast, I can outrun the worm and not have to worry about it. So this skips the third dungeon, just having gun dash.
Yeah, bye, fair dungeon.
Sorry, dungeon. I missed you.
And so, like I was saying, the game just became finding the triggers for the next areas and just loading them in sequence. Now what I'll be doing is loading some in sequence and trying to skip other specific ones, and it has some pretty cool effects.
Yeah.
Most people that watch the game just say this is their favorite part, so hopefully they get it.
It's all been extremely impressive so far.
This used to be kind of random. Like we didn't really know how to actually do this upcoming trick.
Only recently was it found that you could make this more consistent.
Yeah, you've got some references now for actually getting the trick properly.
So I just need to infinite jump really high here without messing it up. There we go. And then back dash.
The infinite jumping in this game is really more Ape Escape than God of War.
Yeah, the Darksiders 2 infinite jumping is God of War. This one's definitely
Yeah,
Ape
this
Escape.
one definitely would be more Ape Escape. It's as far as buttons go, PC is easier because you have an actual next ear button, which advances which sub weapon you're on, and because of that, all you have to do is map jump and next ear next to each other, which I have on 4 and 5. So I'm just like using the gun with up scroll and then mashing 4 and 5 3 times, and then down scrolling to dash.
Yeah, if you have a free scroll mouse, you can just mash away an infinite jump. It won't be effective, but
It'll work.
it'll
So
work.
if you got it?
Yeah. So we'll see if I actually get the full effects. But basically, I triggered the fight here, but I didn't bother to actually load the arena it takes place in. So come at me, bro.
So I know this part of the game, so I'm gonna probably read some.
Okay, so yeah, this is actually just, it works because the enemies, when they're falling, they have a death trigger if they fall far enough. That's so if you hit enemies off cliffs, they die properly. But War doesn't have any such thing unless it's specifically put there. And so here, the enemies fall as soon as they spawn, and will die pretty much as quickly as possible. You'll see them falling there. And so it advances through all the different rounds and just clears them much quicker than you can ever possibly do.
Yeah, it's just the last round that is sometimes it just doesn't end up working.
Yeah.
And then you actually have to reload the.
Yeah, you'll see them spawn and then the horse just kind of falls.
Yeah.
Were there
So,
like tearing pixels right
oh.
there on War for a second?
We have $5 from Benjamin McLean. Adam, I loved your Amnesia run, but I couldn't donate during it. I thought now would be a good time. Also, your hat is the best. Give it a spin for me. Great Darksiders run so far.
Okay, go for it.
I'll do it.
Nice. Thanks for the compliment.
$5 from Simon Bell. Another donation from me. Any
So you'll see the enemies
Oh.
just fall and kind of die.
And I'd
right
like to
there.
hear as many people in the room say the following: a quick-witted critic. Good luck and keep those runs fast.
A quick
So-
witted
A quick-witted critic.
Yeah.
Critic?
Quick critic. Quick
A quick witted critic.
Quick-witted critic.
Critic.
Quick-witted critic.
Yeah. Well, I try my best.
A
I'm not-
quick-witted
Money
critic
well
critic.
spent.
I'm
Yeah.
not hearing any
Cool, I got it, I think.
Uh,
No, I got the second one extremely, like, he
We're
just
just having
warp
fun.
warps
Do you
on
need
down.
serious time for a moment to get
Wait.
the sound?
Okay, I got it.
You
Yeah,
got
so
it?
that was an extremely fast horse arena. Sometimes that third guy just won't fall. We're not sure why, but sometimes he doesn't. So
Yeah, why though?
That was like the fastest horse arena ever.
That was really very quick.
Yeah, PB incoming?
Well,
115, baby.
Since I reloaded, there was actually a minute added to my clock at game time because I hit. So when you do the sequence breaks, the autosave will save partial amounts of your time, but not your positioning. So
Why at 115?
yeah, 115 incoming, definitely. So you'll see me doing a super punch here.
Knock them off.
Or is the Incredible
End of
Hulk.
description.
Um,
Basically, I used the rage potion so that I have chaos form for this next bit, which makes this very fast.
yeah, Chaos Form breaks a lot of fights, and you're not supposed to have it very often.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to really have it here because you're just doing all the fights, but the problem with this, I have to. So I do save and reload because that particular enemy, you have to kill with like the actual action button, and so if he's falling, he'll never die.
Now we need
And
to
then-
pray the horse cooperates here.
Yes, fast horse. So most of the time, you'll actually turn around and then go back for another
That was a super quick
attack.
horse.
But yeah, you can stand in a very specific spot and he'll just charge you immediately. But so anyway, when you save and reload, you start with the empty chaos meter, which is why I needed the actual potion for it.
Using the horse is still the quickest way of movement. This is still quicker than gun dashing or back dashing and things like that. But
Love
it's
the
only
horse.
useful in a couple of spots.
And the horse handles like just the absolute worst possible thing ever on PC.
You get used to it. In normal play, it's actually pretty bad.
What about on console?
And during this cutscene, a few cutscenes in the game you actually have control, so I'm able to just infinite jump up during this cutscene, and
Makes sense.
and
Oh, this game's
we
got the
can't
best program.
skip the horse. It's something we'd really want to do just so badly. But this particular section doesn't load unless you've already gotten the horse.
We also need it for a boss fight, though.
Yeah. The other interesting thing is that can't use the horse. Is just kind of like a barrier that you can jump over. Some people just ride them out of bounds and on top of cliffs and into water and stuff. Just everyday things.
Horses should be doing this.
Like horses do.
There's a slightly faster way to do this found by Kuro, but riding the horse is much better. It has some issues still with
the areas that actually show.
yeah. I need to. He just had told me about it last week, so I haven't got all my references down. But it should save like 8 seconds.
How does the horse control the gamepad?
Quite well.
Yeah, it actually
It's just a PC
controls
issue.
So
okay
if you're playing on
360.
console with a controller, it's good controls. But on PC, it's just too easy to like have it go the wrong direction, or just like stop when you don't want it to, because you'll do like more than a 90-degree turn or something.
Oh, and coming up next is the dumbest boss fight in the internet.
Yeah, it's the most scripted fight you'll ever see in a video game. Yeah.
Aside from cutscenes.
Yeah, aside from cutscenes and maybe like some of the boss fights in like Resident Evil 5, they're just a whole level as a quick time event.
Yeah. So he has this attack, which he's supposed to come up and try to eat you, but if you're exactly like where he comes up, he just goes back down, and then he'll run around once. Which way is he going? This way. And then he'll come up for you to hit his mask off. And he pretty much always comes up in the same type of pattern. There's just a few different ones.
Okay, I still don't understand
So-
why he has that iron mask or why he was captured, but you know.
Well,
you know,
he was-
considering the fact he's a big bad guy who's trying to stop you from getting the Straga, yeah.
so like, you know, that doesn't make sense, because I mean the people that captured him also work for the destroyers. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
He has the mask on because it's cool.
Got some time for some donations?
Yeah, this is actually a perfect time. I will just be not
Standing
doing
still.
much.
Alright, we have $1 from Michael Gabrielli. Forgot to leave my comment on my $5 donation. I miss all the Mega Man speedruns, and I'll miss... Yeah, I miss all the Mega Man speedruns, and I'll miss the Zelda 2 run as well. Only thing left to say now is long live the Blue Bomber. $5 from Patrick Lane. This... Thanks, Duckfist. This Darksiders run is one of the best of the event. I love you, Aftermath, and Based Adam. Money to die hard. $10 from Carlos Blanchard. Gosh, I haven't been able to play this game because I can't stand the combat, but this run is awesome. I love your beard, and I want that drawing. You guys rock.
Well, if you can't stand the combat, just
Sounds
learn
pretty
how
good.
to
Yeah.
learn how to
Learn how to, you'll spend
that-
no time learning combat. It's 2
slash
seconds.
canceling just turns the combat in this game into a joke.
Basically, there is pretty much no combat system skip all the time. So if you like all the rest of this game, then just be ready.
$30 from Connor Vernon. Awesome to see stuff like this. Keep up the great work and have fun with all the speed runs of speediness.
So that part with the worms, it actually doesn't matter if you kill them, if you just kind of stand there and get hit. It just
Scripted.
takes an amount of time, and then boss will come up, go back down, and then like this is just has to be the most useless attack I've ever seen from a boss.
It's so strong.
Oops,
Oh,
that was a bit too close. So he hits you, and you go flying in the air, but you don't lose any health,
Yeah.
and then he does it again. No ill effects whatsoever.
There's no follow-up attack or anything. He just does this twice, and yeah.
$10 from Melanin Arturi. My third donation so far. Keep up the good work, and this goes to whatever the reader wants it to. Well, I like having Zach SK for VV, so keep on putting that there.
What do you mean,
No comment. $1 from Jody Keys. Shout out to Adam's adorable smile. give him a Adam. $10 from Joseph Seppi. Hello from Australia. Keep up the great work. Put me in for that Darksiders sick art. Do you guys have VODs for the stream so you can watch stuff after it's already happened?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
there
will
will.
be
Yes.
on Twitch.
It's going to be on Twitch right after. If you ever see the stream go down, they'll be on Twitch after that. They'll be uploaded to YouTube, just the regular stream rips, and then ones from will be loaded or available for download in SDA with like the HQ game capture, a separate audio track just for game only audio and stuff like that.
The other thing I'll mention is that I don't know if this is what you're saying in your comment, but you don't have to directly donate for prizes. If you donate during the block and enough, you will be entered in for the prizes.
Yeah, and coming back to those videos, maybe more importantly, Aftermath streams this game quite regularly. So if you're interested in seeing this speedrun and maybe want more details on this, then just check out his channel.
Aftermath RAR.
It should be given in the stream at the bottom. And yeah, just stop by and enjoy the stream. He deserves a lot more viewers than he's getting. So
Yeah, usually me and Adam hang out there anyway, so.
Yeah, so do I actually.
Yeah.
$5 from.
Then I also stream in HD, so if you like HD streams of just pointless flash games or Darksiders,
Yeah, when are you gonna play Continuity again?
I don't know.
$5 from Christopher Rojas. I casually raced this game with my girlfriend. Glad to see it's so broken. Put this to whatever Aftermath wants. We're gonna say Die Hard unless you want to change to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Die Hard more than I'd like to see Tarkus, I guess.
no, Die Hard is gonna happen.
I'm surprised there was an incentive to actually summon Tarkus.
$10 from Johan Bruno. Hi from France, guys. Great work on AGDQ. Having a good time here, enjoying some mighty skills on awesome games. Please get my donations for the name Miss MV for the Final Fantasy IX character Quina, even if I don't know who she is.
Also, this is my one trick contribution to this run. If you throw the horse into a wall when you unspawn it, it'll let you get another one faster. It saves like 2 seconds. So that's what I've contributed to Darksiders as far as tech goes. So otherwise he just runs like 100 yards away and it takes forever to get back on him.
And coming back to that donation comment just now, shout outs to all the restreamers. I know that there's a French restream of Awesome Games Done Quick, and I think there's a Spanish one as well. So thanks to you guys for making the event more accessible to other.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a great help to.
Oh, there's been a bunch of French comments.
I've been seeing a ton. In fact, hi guys, says the Bald Chevalier, $10. I also did a $50 US donation a few minutes ago without a comment. So anyway, put these on Quina, renamed Miss MV, please. This marathon is awesome.
So what I just did there was just jump right to the boss door. Basically, at the start of this dungeon, you can see the boss room and everything, and you're supposed to like make your way across slowly, and then you get the grapple. What I did was just jump straight to the bridge that loads the grapple room, then jumps near the boss door, which unloads the grapple room, but keeps the chest loaded for whatever lucky reason. And so we're able to just infinite jump over, open up the chest, and then we get something similar to Horse Arena, I guess, where we actually load the events, but not the room.
Yeah, you get the toughest mini boss fight ever.
Yeah, so it's actually important not to have the game detect that this guy's killed. So what I need to do is just jump away quickly and in a specific.
Yeah, you need to make sure that you don't shoot him either. Like,
Yeah, can't shoot him, can't lose too much height.
just basically not. You just need to get a little bit of it.
Yeah,
He'll die on his own.
Yeah.
so I should be safe now.
And then you can go straight to the boss fight.
Yep. So this is behind the boss door now. Normally, once you get the grapple, you can't go straight to the boss. You have to backtrack and actually kill those spiders that you avoided on the way to the boss. So this was the dungeon that was broken first, just because of it was easy to do with infinite hover.
It's the most obvious option. You
Yeah.
just have a straight path to the boss.
But it has been, it's gone through a lot of revisions, because it used to be like jumping underneath the boss room and stuff like that to get to it. But it's now just quite a quick dungeon. Like it's to the point where I'm thinking of not even having 2 splits, because I always forget like the grapple split, because it's so quick.
So, if I remember correctly, you can spawn this boss from outside the room.
Yeah, so like AFOX has done stuff like trying to go backwards into the dungeon and spawn the boss out of bounds, and see if you can just like kill it quicker without grapple. But you just need the grapple to actually trigger the death animation.
I still don't understand the boss is like. It's a spider, but he
Or-
uses not a single like spider-like attack.
Yeah.
Just teleports with it.
And
That's
then we
my
get
favorite thing.
Darksiders 2, where the spider teleports and uses like lightning.
Yeah.
Speaking of, $10 from Michael Davis. You guys are doing an awesome job for this charity. However, how can't you like the Darksiders 2 story?
Okay, time for me to go on a rant.
Nope, don't.
$20 from Bastion.
Oh, yes.
The name is cut off because there's weird symbols in it.
Yeah, it was too far.
Awesome marathon and great Darksiders run. Shout out to Aftermath for his Castlevania HD videos.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about that specifically?
I'm going to be destroying Zaire's Charlotte IL table.
Are you doing that today with PJ?
I've finished chapter 3 and 5.
Okay.
And then, like, rough versions of them. Then I'll be going back and doing 1 through 6 today. So that'll be fun. But yeah, Castlevania HD is a very bad game.
No, if you're gonna play Castlevania HD, especially if you want to run it, I'm suggesting you just hex edit in all the
No,
items.
just if you're considering running it, just don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not.
There's too
How much have you played the game?
Which games?
HD.
So it only counts your game time on ones that you like actually finish the stage. I have like 300 something hours combined on the characters. Half the attempts are just loading screens though, so
Probably much more than that.
yeah, I played it a lot.
Especially since you play Soma, so it's like 30 seconds.
So yeah, just dashing back now. So I actually have 3 stacks of hearts that'll be turning into Samael, and then he'll spawn the last dungeon. So as broken as the game is, it's at least scripted to the point where you have to actually turn in all of the items when they tell you to. You can't just turn in like the last heart or something like that. In Darksiders 2, anything that tells you to grab 3 of something, you just grab the 3rd of it, and then you turn it in and it's complete. But
Yeah, Darksiders 2 likes the number 3.
yeah, so far we haven't found a way to actually skip to the next dungeon that we're going to early.
The Black Throne,
Yeah.
the worst dungeon in the game.
Yeah, basically at this point it seems like there isn't going to be any major skips coming into the route anymore.
Because, you know, the infinite jumping isn't major skips or anything.
Well, no, but I mean
Newer
Yeah.
ones,
major
yeah.
skips. Simply because you have all these conditions that you need to satisfy, like collecting the hearts to reach the next areas.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, you could probably still mess around properly with the game.
Yeah, there's lots of there's still quite a few like smaller skips being discovered that just really do add up.
Really small optimizations, but yeah, I mean, a year ago I think the runtime was it at 2 hours still?
No, like last November it was like 1:30.
Yeah, because that's when I started watching.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Mark Hollermeyer donates $10 with the comment, Go Aftermath, sub 120 next.
Well, sub 120.
Sub 120 has happened. We're going for sub 115, baby.
Sub 115.
So yeah, one interesting thing about this game is because it's so reliant on stuff that's so not even outside of the frame rate dependent stuff, just everything is
What?
limitations of just your human skill and ability to mash and accurately aim and stuff. So there's really not a bottom limit to this game as far as things go. Like, we'll approach the point, but I mean there's just always improvements to be made by doing stuff. Frame perfect and things like that.
We have a donation from the first name is cut off. I'm guessing it's Bjorn Granholm. Aftermath. What is your favorite Anthrax album?
Oh, man.
So yeah, it's interesting. I've never actually listened to any Anthrax.
I said this about you the first time I saw you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so what are you, Scott Ian from?
I like facial hair. Just that's it.
This is another great dungeon, by the way. And by being a great dungeon, I mean that you see absolutely nothing of it.
So yeah, this was the thing that really made me not want to speedrun the game. Just
No, this dungeon.
it's very tedious.
This
but
dungeon is terrible.
there were things like fast kills on the golems to get the light, but it's just kind of puzzles on the way up to the mid boss battles, and then puzzles on the way down from the mid boss battles. So it's quite tedious. That's a 10-second cutscene I skipped there a little bit safely, but that's my least favorite cutscene in the game.
We have $13 from I'm not gonna pronounce this. Gautier. Greetings from Luton the Third, AGDQ. For me, still a pleasure to see you guys, and I'm proud to participate with all the ad I made in France. let the Englishman choose where putting those $13. Fun and continue to be awesome.
So
I think I'll
with
put
this
towards Steiner Violet.
Steiner Violet?
with this dungeon,
Thanks, Luton.
the boss is just below this main room, so you're able to just kind of take the first exit out of it, and then jump.
down.
Yeah, jump through the wall back to the main room, and then follow the loading zones to get the elevator and stuff like that.
It's been a while since we showed it.
Oh, yeah.
You going to bed, Cotty?
We have this awesome Darksiders
Going to bed?
picture. That's
Going
up
to bed?
for $10, correct?
Have a good night.
I
Good
believe
night,
it's
Mike.
up for $10.
It's $10 is the
Yes,
paying.
it's for $10. It looks like a comic book cover.
It is
It
really
is
cool.
sick. It is really sick.
It probably looks a whole lot better in real life.
In real life, yeah, on camera it really doesn't do it justice. It looks really pretty.
So
Well, speaking of $10
Oh, crap,
for such
I
an
missed
entry,
Important stuff here.
I missed it.
Ah, you missed it.
Yeah.
So this is the dungeon where you actually skip picking up the item as well, but that means that you have to use some pretty damn risky stuff.
Yeah, so you skip the portal gun, and in doing so, you have to emulate the specific timing and positioning of where you would fall with the portal gun. And I was a little bit late on going.
Yeah, you basically can't land on his back every time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've got some kind of weird reference with it. When he twitches, you know exactly when to move forward, but this is pretty damn finicky.
Yeah.
There's a small time for it to move forward.
That first one's the hardest because the next two are just a little bit quicker. But it's just hard.
Yeah, now you have to kill these smaller enemies.
Yeah, two ways in these guys.
Changing to Chaos form speeds up the fight quite a bit, but you have to be a bit careful with it because whenever you switch to Chaos form, you also kind of launch away all the enemies that are surrounding you. So if they're too spread out, it might be, too difficult to actually kill them all in one go. As happened this time.
Yeah.
You still got most of the ones.
I got these. So also when you go to kill someone with like the little scripted kill, you're invincible, so that was useful for dodging his sword attack. Or his smash attack, rather.
Yeah, that scripted kill is a tiny bit quicker on most of these small enemies. On the bigger enemies, you get these really long animations that waste a lot of time. But on the small ones, it's just, it takes 1 second.
It takes less time than actually swinging your sword.
Exactly.
We have $10 from Cho Q Kyung. Carmen here. This, quote, enemy spawn with no arena trick is amusing as the shuffle jump in Amnesia. You guys are awesome and deserve more speedrun slots. Please get Adam to choose where this goes.
I'm gonna say the... Sorry?
Die Hard?
No, not Die Hard. It's gonna go to the... I keep forgetting the name.
Oh, the name of the Dark Souls
Tarkus?
character?
Yeah, exactly.
Tarkus? Yeah.
Tarkus, that's the one.
Iron
Very good.
Tarkus.
And thanks for your donation.
$6.66 from Christopher Nordquist. Hey everyone, CND Longshot here. Just wanted to say hey to everyone. Been enjoying the marathon so far. I've recently lost an uncle to cancer. Keep up the awesome job. I would like to put this towards naming Zidane Poxnor. Thanks guys. I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
Thanks for your donation and sorry for your loss.
Same. $5 from Walker Devereaux. Hey guys, loving this Darksiders run. Aftermath, Adam, and Zaspat are keeping the room extremely chill. Never have I seen a trio so incredibly based. Shoutouts to /VG/. Is that a...
Yeah,
It's a thing on the internet.
Oh, it's a thing on the internet?
Yeah, shouts to VG. Everyone on there is pretty chill.
Yep.
There you go.
Cool guys.
So
I hear they're
let's
hanging out on
start.
your channel.
Yeah, 300 level.
I'll stop by later.
Yeah.
So this should be the fight now.
Yeah, this is the fight. So
That was pretty good. You missed one of the jumps, I guess, but that was...
yeah,
How much
I
time do you-
mean,
how much
I
time do you
just
think you have left in this
uploaded late.
attempt?
What was that?
How much time do you think you have left on this attempt?
Left? Like 25
Not long,
minutes.
at least.
It's
long
not...
at all.
Yeah, it's pretty much...
What? 25
Pace
minutes?
yourself. No,
This is
I
actually
don't
Less
wanna.
than 20 minutes. Yeah. So it says face yourself, but I mean, I'm really good, so I just don't want to.
No, you're too scared. You're too scared.
I mean,
You
every
don't have
time
to
we
hide
fight,
it.
every time we fight a copy of War, he just instantly dies. So It's not like it matters.
Yeah, this fight's really a run ender, so I mean I just have to run away.
You're scared.
I love this part so much.
So normally, yeah, just I skipped that. So anyway, Dark Link time.
Yeah, this is a tough fight. This
Yeah.
is pretty damn difficult.
I hear that the final bosses of both of these games are just really difficult.
Oh, absolutely.
Fight's over.
Yeah, fight over. I got away in time. Well, in time for round 2. Okay, I escaped.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the game just teleports you back into the area, but like the fight's over, so
Yeah.
Quickly follow me.
Follow me, something free.
Nothing you can escape from this city.
Do you like? Oh yeah. So Anime K, do you still stream GTA 3 with like bad soundtracks?
what do you mean bad soundtracks? Big
Like the
Are you telling me
the
that
best
ABBA
song.
is bad?
No,
Wait, what
like
song?
the emo remix of Escape from the City.
Oh, it is an emo remix of
Or
that?
like it's like
Aftermath gave
Screamo
him
or
a
something.
That is
It's
all
too
your
good.
fault. That
Yeah,
is your
look
fault.
up AMT. Don't follow me. It's
I
quite
don't know
good.
if I want
It's at
to.
your own risk. Keep that in mind.
If you like Screamo, it's actually pretty okay.
If you like bad songs, it's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the best song for GTA 3 is Big the Cat's Theme.
Big the Cat's
Big,
theme,
Big the
yeah.
Cat's theme's pretty swag.
Dancing-
Also, ABBA,
Dancing
yeah,
Queen.
Dancing
Yeah,
Queen,
yeah.
but it just loops endlessly. And it won't move
I
on
still,
to the
I still
next
want you to
song.
play Get Out of My Dreams and Into My Car.
It'll happen someday.
I know you will do it.
So one thing I didn't explain earlier, just with some of these serpent holes, which you have to move through to warp, you can just save and then reload and it puts you at the exit. Found by Akion.
Like everything else in this
So
game.
anything doesn't make sense. Found by Akion.
Blame Action. We're just
How much of
reproducing.
it found by Apex?
AFOX
So-
really just found ways to use them.
Well, I mean,
A
so
lot of the loading zones.
Yeah.
Not as far as I know.
yeah, as far as like the actual routing of the dungeons stuff, AFOX and I were kind of 50-50 on that. We just kind of bounced ideas back and forth and would have like 16-hour streams back and forth and stuff.
That's a lie. AFOX did everything after Metro.
Yeah, that's true. So I mean, that was all kind of half and half. The base tricks though, it would be like someone would find them, AFOX would take them and just like find really consistent ways to do them, because and that was really the biggest help is just not having any luck in the game for the most part.
So is that the first Armageddon piece you're meant to pick up?
Yeah, so according to the game, that's the first one I found. What
And
you'll
how many do you
notice
have?
is that it's like desynced completely, and so like I'll be getting them, and the game is just one off because it doesn't. Inventory wise, it counts the
How
blade
many
I
do you have
got,
now?
but
3?
as far as the messages go, like I'll get the sword and it's like great, now take the sword pieces back.
Yeah, he actually picks up an Armageddon, or a piece of the Armageddon blade pretty much at the start of the speedrun, simply because you coincidentally
End
pass
up
by
in-
there while going out of bounds.
Yeah.
So
And you
that's-
end up in the world too that you need to be in, because you
So-
need the Mask of Shadows.
What I did with reloading is there's two types of autosaves in the game. One that's like a large autosave and one that's smaller. The large ones are like from shopkeepers or big events that save your position and like your status. One's like the Armageddon Blade piece, so they just save that you got a piece. They don't save your positioning at all. So I'm able to avoid the bigger autosaves and just get the small ones to be able to warp right back to the store. And so that saves a lot of time, and is really one of the big reasons I'm glad that like the real-time or single segment with resets is accepted on SDA.
Which is funny because that was like one of the very first games that was in the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, SDR regulations have been changing quite a bit over the years, and considering that like weirder and weirder fits are found all the time, weirder and weirder time saves are found, we have to kind of
Change with the time.
change,
Well,
change the
and-
rules and make sure that
And just as people get better at doing tool-assisted stuff like save corruption, some games I guess it's easy, but
Yeah, it seems like in any of like the Pokemon games, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Pokemon Yellow in 0 seconds. And 0
Yeah,
seconds?
why not?
Sure,
That was
Yeah.
an awesome one.
100% wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have various references. So like I'm using the map for where I'm going, and then the pillars
For the
where they're
height.
broken for the height.
Hey, look, it's Crossroads again.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm not even sure what the regular way would be to pick these things.
I don't
It's-
know
it
how to
takes
do
so
this
long.
game anymore.
Yeah, because the way it was designed is that from where you warp in, you can pretty much always see the Armageddon blade piece, and then it's
Yeah.
just it's kind of complex for how to get over to it sometimes.
I don't.
Um,
I can't play this game normally anymore.
Oh yeah, speaking of like playing the game normally, have you played just not like a speedrun, but like an all-in-bounds, just like play through the game at any time recently? Any
Nope.
of you?
No.
The issue with that
Recently,
is
no.
the issue with that is that it takes ridiculously long.
It's like an 8-hour game, and like
It's not that like so. I mean, Sockfolder's run that was mostly inbounds was about. Wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah.
I think it was like 6 hours or something, 5
No,
hours.
his was like 3.5. Like
His
so.
was
It's,
3.5, and you did a run with infinite jump.
so the main thing with doing it all inbound. Why can't I? Oh, wrong button. So the thing with doing it all inbounds is at that point it's just infinite jumping to the like solution of the puzzle rather than doing the puzzle. Like an all intended route, no one's really done, but all inbounds is just like something we never really had interest in because the biggest fun was routing it, just finding all these new skips, and then actually once we have the skips, they're all actually quite interesting to do because there's not a lot of downtime in the game.
Alright, since we're approaching the end here, I might as well mention it again. We have this really nice war picture that looks like a comic book. I'm not sure it's on stream, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
See it.
It looks really nice. It has a $10 buy-in. It's super, super nice.
It should actually be quite a good round.
It is really good. Basically, the only small mistake was Strata one dropping
Oh
down.
yeah, I really did. And I messed up the prologue.
Yeah, true, but it's still going to be a great time.
Yeah.
Sub 120 for sure. I'd
It's
say.
gonna be like 117, I think.
World record for this run, in case you're interested, is 1:16:44.
Yeah, 116.44. We go by game time, because real time is just much more inconsistent than game time.
Also,
I have no
loading.
idea how it'll be timed for SDA, but just for our records, it's easiest just to compare game time.
Yeah, real time would be a bit tricky because
There's so many like micro loading
exactly,
points.
which you'd have to exclude somehow, but they're very difficult to detect since they're so quick.
There are games that have used a combination of game time and real time for SDA in situations like that, so that might be the way it winds up working.
Cool.
I think game time would just be easier though since it's
Yeah,
available.
but you only see game time at the very end, basically.
Yeah, so accurate is in game time.
Quite.
Yeah, probably just using game time though.
It does count the larger loading bits, but it's really not a huge difference. Like
That just means he's
the
gonna
only
have
thing
an
is like
advantage.
playing on like an SS, playing on like solid state drive compared to PS3, like the 8-minute auto scroller, it has a difference of 13 seconds, and that's just more PC versus console than anything. Actually, this might be 118. Only I didn't mess up Strata. So it's still quite a good time. It's like 1:15 off my personal best.
Which is
Which
funny.
is nothing for this game. 'Cause
Yeah.
There are so many spots where you can mess up easily and waste a lot of time. Ah, you missed this part.
Yeah, when
Oh,
I
you
There
still
we
got
go.
it anyway. That's
Yeah.
a really weird thing. You basically run into the wall and at a very specific spot, and that just teleports you onto top of it.
So, this is one of the easier bosses. Basically, you start the fight, and then you knock him down,
You mean one of the easier bosses that you can actually fight?
and then you
attacking
just
him here actually doesn't do anything.
yeah. So you just kind of wait. The waiting is very important because he has to get back up before you're able to damage him again. So you have to wait so you don't waste attacks. And you knock him down again, and he's just depressed, just endlessly.
It just lies down for a
He's like,
while.
what am I even doing with my life? Okay.
Crawling in my skin.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he gets up and he's like, okay, today's the day. I'm gonna do something. So he tries to get you with an attack and he just doesn't.
You're just not there. You're just not there to
Yeah.
at these hard times.
He needs your help.
So then you knock him down again.
Then we're gonna get phase 2 soon.
Check out the animation. There's so much emotion in that claw. I think. And you just run away again.
I remember you used to think that you needed to be on the horse.
Yeah, that was the day that like.
So we used to use the horse for this, and this is why we hate the horse, because it just doesn't control very well. But then I found, oh, you can just hit him and he falls down, and that's all you need.
Are you sure this is a boss fight?
Yes.
No, this is definitely a boss fight.
Oh, you can die with this so easily.
A well-designed boss fight? No, but a boss fight, yes.
Oh, I messed up.
Alright, so I have a $5 donation from Colin Clark. He says, keep up
I
the
just
awesome.
didn't count correctly.
He says, keep up the awesome work. This Darksiders run really captured my interest. Stay metal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he has a pattern of how many times he dives. It's he'll dive twice, and then once, and then once, and then 3 times. I miscounted, and I was messed up. My bad. World record incoming, for sure. So now he does 3 dives in a row, and then that's the end. What's funny is one of the runners, Kuro, for this game, like hadn't done this boss in a while, and like just didn't know that you weren't supposed to knock him down after this, and so he found the pattern for after the boss is supposed to be dead. I was like, great, thanks. I'll definitely put that in the wiki.
In case nobody wants to use it.
Yeah.
QTEs.
So this one has the tapping icon, but you don't need to tap it. You can just hit it once at any point. I still tap it just to be safe, but I've tested and just tap it once and it works.
You know, there's one trick we didn't mention. Shout outs to Rockmox. He found a low
No,
FPS trick.
don't mention Canada.
No, he deserves mention. There's one runner, and
Yeah.
his PC was just awful, it sucked. So he couldn't do all the proper, glitches that require 60 plus FPS.
He couldn't get 12 FPS.
So he found low FPS tricks, one of which was
A deceleration
cancel, yeah, which is a trick that is actually useful in I think one spot.
Yep.
But it can't really be done because the PC is too good.
Yeah, it requires like single-digit frame rates.
So
And
you
it,
need a really bad PC for this.
Like, you
So-
can't even do it on the consoles, so
No, it's- he has a very bad laptop. So yeah, it basically it saves like 7 seconds in one specific part, and then just is crippling for the rest of the game.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to catch those rocks on the console version.
No, you
That's
can't.
a PC only thing.
You can't catch those on the console for whatever reason.
PC only pro strats.
Yeah.
So we have $5 from Tobias Bayers,
Yeah.
also known as
Yeah.
better known as
A-Fox.
A-Fox. Yep, it's A-Fox again. Just want to share the love to my guys Adam, aka Zaspaz, and Actor.
We love you too.
Adam, when are we gonna go for Drunken Nisa round 2? Aftermath. 150 or 115 or reject.
I'm fine with you rejecting this. It's okay.
It's very close.
Risky strats. So you can skip one of his like little rounds if I do this perfect, and I didn't. So, whoops.
Reset.
It's basically like I have to time everything perfect, which I didn't. Oh, right, that wasn't the third one. So with this particular one, unless he's blocking your attack, he'll just kind of get knocked back and teleport. So you have to just kind of wait for him to actually be blocking time.
That's fine.
126.
126.38.
That's about not bad. That's fine. So that's about 3 minutes off my best with some reloads and stuff.
Yeah, that includes the reloads, so we need to scroll up, which is probably done.
We'll see what your game time is.
Should I let the ending cutscene play? 'Cause it's cool.
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh wait, we're
Pretty metal.
hella behind, aren't we?
Yeah, we're
we're an
super
hour.
behind.
We're not super behind. We're like an hour behind, maybe.
An hour behind?
So yeah, the story and like cinematography for the cutscenes is actually quite good in this game. So this is like really neat.
Here, this fortune for you.
Nice cake is waiting. I'm not playing Super Mario 64. Go find Seglement.
Fair enough.
Fun fact about this game, by the way, the upcoming credits, the speed at which the credits scroll.
It's going to be. There's an interesting trick on this PC. You'll see it.
Really?
It's quite a surprise.
Okay.
So
wow.
the credits, how fast they scroll is frame rate dependent. So like on mine, I get like 900 FPS, and it just can't
It
even
just scrolls at the rate.
like just no one made this
So
game.
this credit segment is gonna be like 3 seconds on this computer.
So his computer, I guess, is so fast it just doesn't know what to do with it. So we'll see what happens.
I haven't seen this yet.
I haven't seen what happens on this computer. I've seen values and it just runs really slow.
Yeah. So
AGDQ exclusive, guys.
yeah,
Yeah, this will be the only time you see it. Omni's PC is just godlike.
it is. It really is.
But yeah, most cutscenes going last minute.
So the
Surprise.
voice actor of War is also voice actor in like the Legacy of Kain series.
No,
Mark,
no, you're wrong.
he's a voice actor.
No,
in-
you're thinking Darksiders 2, Absalom.
That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you're thinking that.
War
Absalom.
is a
Absalom-
voice actor.
Yeah.
End of
War is
sentence.
Yeah, War is Liam O'Brien.
There's voice actors in this game.
Yeah. I guess the important
there's
one is
one
the Watcher is Mark Hamill. Is
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then War is
There's
Liam
one
O'Brien. He
named
also did a
Tom,
bunch of
I'm
other
sure.
things.
Yeah. I think his name's Liam O'Brien, but I could be wrong. We won't be able to see
Ah.
It goes too quickly.
Here's the prize. $10 buy-in. It's a very nice
You'll
picture.
definitely pick the
Looks like a comic book cover. Very nice.
Alright, so for those of you just joining us, this is Awesome Games Done Quake 2013. Hosted by Speed Demos Archive, a fine speedrunning website with speedruns of over 700 games, and also featuring many members from Speedruns Live, a fine speedrunning website that's the premier source for speedrun races, and all of your money is going to the Prevent Cancer Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to saving lives through cancer prevention through research, outreach, and education.
I just like how nonchalantly, after he kills this guy, he just immediately forgets and discards him. It's like all dramatic.
Like he's been bugging you for the past 1.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
Because I would not have the last of heaven's.
But
I don't know
yeah.
if anyone's even interested in the last cutscene.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I
You
just
should
like
probably
watching.
skip it.
So
Credits.
Oh, it didn't.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
It's like a made for
That's
TV
how fast.
or edited for TV movie.
The only person who can actually watch the credits is Rockmox with this.
Yeah.
11 PC.
So if you
wanna know
try
the
to
voice
speed it
actors-
up on Rockmox's computer, it just slows down.
If you want to know who the voice actors are, you're gonna have to bug him about it.
Just go frame by
IMDb.
frame.
All you need to know is
IMDb.
that Mark Hamill did The Watcher.
Yeah. So that's Darksiders.
118
The 118
watt.
Or maybe 3 close.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I close it now?
So yeah, do check out Aftermath this stream.
Oh wait, I have to go back in and show my gameplay stats.
Oh right.
Oh,
yeah.
combat
you want
time, yeah.
some
So,
like combat
so if
time.
you enjoyed commentary and these people, I always Skype with them when I stream. It's Twitch TV/AftermathRAR. So now we're 18 in game, and then 9 minutes 46 seconds
Nice.
in combat. And then there's actually so yeah, number of deaths 0. Finally a deathless apocalyptic run. But yeah, that was Darksiders.
Awesome.
Good job hovering, but
Don't worry, go
like,
ahead.
that's for the next game.
Yeah, I guess since we're behind on schedule.
So I'll go to the next game now.
Yeah, so